They go green and away they go. Big start from Yolanda Neff on the outside. Sevilla Blum quick off the line as well. And they're all away, safe and sound. Jen Jackson coming from the middle of the track. Now shoulder to shoulder with Evie Richards as they swing left on this famous Leger climb for the first time.
Bad start for Alessandra Keller, just didn't quite get the off. She's sucked up into about 12th, 14th, but it's so important on this climb to get a good position.
It's a big, wide climb this, but there are two distinct, clear lines that have been, the gravel have been cleared out of them throughout practice, and there's a couple of bottlenecks. Here comes the first one, Ollie.
Yeah, it just tightens up just as we go onto the grass here by the feed.
Let's get a replay then off the start. Riders bunching together on the right-hand side. Looks like Gwendolyn Gibson caught up in that.
Like we always say, you can't win the race on this start loop, but you can definitely lose it.
Meanwhile, look who's out front. Jenny Risfitz with Jen Jackson, Samara Maxwell, Ronja Blurtlinger in close contention as well. On the left-hand side, Keller moving up. Kira Bohm as well for Cube Factory Racing, the rider in the orange helmet and the red jersey in the middle of your shot now. There's Blurtlinger.
Yeah, Rebecca Henderson as well, Australian champ, just rolling up to third now. A rider just coming in some good shape too.
This little section is key to get through there at the front of the race because it all comes together and can just...
Yeah, if you're back in the 20s and going into the woods, then you're probably going to lose 20 seconds. Yeah, another ride, a couple of riders a little further back from the short.
Look at this, Risfitz already, Ollie, making a break for it.
Yeah, I mean, on this sort of circuit as well, and it's a little bit hotter today, but there is some advantage if you've got the legs.
Yeah, definitely seems to work for her. She heads into the first little descent.
Yeah, so the course is mainly based on two main climbs, two big descents, both about 3.5 minutes long. And on the descents, where most of it's in the woods, and we come up this second part of this first descent is the most technical, really cut up, really rooty, and the kind of blind drop section.
I ran around this track the other morning and I'd sort of forgotten just how awkward it is. It's just nibbly everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, coming back from a hand injury and also missing a couple of races early season.
Just has to put a hand out to balance herself on that tree there, spun the back wheel up, so there's still a bit of grease in amongst those roots. Let's see it again. Really nicely done. Just shows you the level this woman's operating at the minute.
And that's another little tricky section here. Multi-line, rocks, roots, slippery.
I tell you what, there's enough gap behind Jenny Risfitz to get the live drone in, which she will pick up on. There's space behind her. And one of the... Yeah, that's a different body language altogether from Puck Peterson. I think Puck's cooked, you know.
Yeah, it's somebody that hasn't come into this race, and we see this is the difficult thing, combining a road program and a mountain bike program. When you see Jenny Risfitz, the sole focus is on 12 mountain bike races for the year, whereas Puck Peterson is doing a road program as well. She's done the Women's Tour de France. You're never quite sure how you're going to come out of that. Put that in contact with Jenny Risfitz. European Championships, altitude camp, coming in here, this is the main goal. With
your everyday mountain biker's hat on, trails when they're like this, where it's been really wet and they've been cut up and then they bake solid, great fun to ride, but very, very difficult to race because there's a lot of solid edges everywhere all of a sudden,
just these sections now exactly like that. They're just coming out, and all of a sudden, if you get out of that rut, you know, you've got not a lot of grip to play with.
Oh, looks like there might be a problem. Risfitz goes over the course marking tape, swings back in again, looking down at the bike. Not sure what's going on. Has a little look down.
Whether it's just a lapse of concentration.
Not look like some sort of an issue there for Jenny Risfitz. We need to keep an eye on that, and more importantly, an eye on the gap behind her. Looks like there's air in the tyres, Ollie.
Yeah, things are looking okay.
Rebecca Henderson giving chase.
Yeah, Rebecca Henderson looking really strong, coming flying through the field.
Oh, and Keller just loses the front end and goes off the side of the track on the left-hand side. Alessandra Keller down heavily from what it looked like. Look at the eyes on Berta. Total focus, but the double overall World Cup leader is down. Here's the crash, Ollie. Sorry, excuse me, it's Maxwell. I just saw the red jersey. It's Sammy Maxwell who's gone down, this year's overall points leader. She's up and moving, though, and back on the bike. Maxwell in 5th place now, but she's lost touch with that chase group.
And we talked about this in a preview we did, that and it's just this section just loses the front wheel. Back wheel,
actually, yeah, low side.
Back and then a correction and the front goes, and it's, we've seen Nino Schurter when he won the Worlds, came off there and drive really similar crash.
Which he then couldn't remember in the interview after the race. Jenny Rissveds, a bit of a mechanical mystery as to what's going on with that canyon, but the gap, 30 seconds now, still feeling extremely strong at the front of this race, the Swedish rider.
If you're just looking at lap times, 11:28 for Jenny Rissved's first lap, then a 12:05. It just puts into context how fast she went off, and it's kind of hold that now. Whereas you look at someone like Rebecca Henderson at 43 and a 12:15, a little bit closer together.
Looks like Maxwell is about to rejoin this chase group now on the bottom of your screen. The rider in the red of the overall points leader is back at the front of the race.
Yeah, good recovery by Sammy Maxwell, just getting back on it. It's key to get back on just as you crest in. Otherwise, you don't want to be chasing into the bottom of the climb. Yeah, Keller off and running now.
There you go. There it is again. You see Berta very, very cleverly just put a hand out to that tree and took a second to wait for the traffic to clear in front. Now Samara Maxwell's off on Keller, all at sea here in amongst the roots, can't find her rhythm at all. And Henderson looks to go past her, and Berta goes past her now as well. Samara Maxwell has now lost some distance on this group. Did you jump off a bit too early there, Ollie?
I think part of it was smart. Once you're fourth back, you're probably going to get taken out in the roots anyway. So by getting off, keeps it safe, saves a bit of energy.
Jenny Rissveds heads down through the rock section.
The riders will be happy that's drying out when they were riding it with the mud and wet in the week.
That was horrible.
I see.
Yeah, really, really long, and the gaps between the rocks getting bigger towards the exit off it as well, which is the big trouble multiplier. But Jenny Rissveds, as we've seen her do every lap, moves her hands in towards the stem, gets tucked down low. It's real sort of false flat, that start-finish as well. But behind her, Keller and Maxwell doing battle. Maxwell leads them for now.
Maxwell on the climb, these steeper climbs just squeezing Alessandra Keller a bit.
Rissved's found 10 seconds again, you know, up that climb. She's just blowing them apart lap after lap. Oh, and they're getting tangled together here behind them. Keller still struggling in these routes.
Yeah, there's two lines a long way around the outside, which Sammy Maxwell used. Keller going on the steeper, more rutted inside, and I'm surprised she's still sticking with that line. She struggled once with it a couple of laps ago and was off the bike again. And we compare this to how Rissved's rolled through it, and again, you'll find another 5 seconds that's lost just in that one corner.
Two of them still scrapping. Different line for Maxwell. Goes across the front of Keller. Good awareness from Keller. Just checked up on the brakes.
It's a good scrap, this one.
Yeah, this is bubbling up nicely. Keller, really, really good awareness and bike control there. Just come out of this section, still in the lead, and actually put a little gap on Max. Jenny Rissveds heads on to lap 6 out of 6 here in Léger in the Haute-Savoie. Ronan Dunn rings the bell. I am surprised and shocked as the rest of you that that man is out of his bed after yesterday.
No, he just hasn't been there yet. But this course is so hard. I'd say 2 4-minute climbs, very little recovery. Every descent is rough.
183 beats per minute, 17.8, heading towards the final. 21 for Martina Berta. And again, I mean, we know she's timed this race really, really well, but that is actual data proof, isn't it? They're riding an Enduro stage down there. Enduro World Champs taking place tomorrow, of course, as well. Plenty of racing this summer.
Drop a post down, weight through the heels, centre of gravity. She sits low on the bike, getting right behind the bars.
Giving it loads.
Yeah.
Different lines again through there.
Just getting a bit of a gap.
And having to creep around this really rooty off camber left.
But really well ridden, cut out wide, cut tight to the tree over the bigger roots. And that gains you 20 metres.
Maxwell's firepower at the end of races is just absolutely amazing, isn't it? Puck Peterson has never finished lower than 13th place in a UCI cross-country Olympic World Cup as well. So She needs to hold on to this one. 13th currently for Puck. And a descent to the line. Ollie.
For the most dominating performance I've seen in the women's race
I was going to ask you to sum it up, but that is
dominating.
About as accurate as it gets. Jenny Risvids has been absolutely nothing short of stellar today, down through the rock garden for the last time. Meanwhile, behind her, Keller gets past Maxwell. Big move on the inside line.
That was sweet.
It's the first time in her career she has won 2 cross-country Olympic World Cups in one season. It's her first double, total control, flow state, call it what you want. Jenny Risvids has had it in abundance in Ligier all week long. Take a bow. Jenny Risvids wins in Ligier, Haute-Savoie, wins her first career cross-country double. Ollie Beckinsale, that is as big a performance as we've seen from her.
We knew she was in good form the way she rode that short track and won it, but to get away and get a gap on the first climb of the first lap.
Behind her, though, Alessandra Keller, who got past Samara Maxwell, looking at the top of that main climb like she was done and toasted. Look at the gap she's put on Maxwell. Never count Alessandra Keller out. Huge ride for Keller. The woman who was in 4th in the overall at the start of the week. Keller, this will have ramifications for the overall points situation. Goes super high in that wall ride to finish. Alessandra Keller, what a last lap from her. Ollie, I thought she was cooked. I thought that was done and dusted. Not a bit of it. Never count Keller out.
2 seconds this weekend for Alessandra Keller. We knew it's a fighter, but that was something else.
Heading to a home worlds as well.
And a home World Cup the week after.
2 third places for this woman on your screen now. She has poured her heart out, as she always does. Sammy Maxwell, the UCI World Cup overall points leader.
I think her drop and post stuck down. I think I saw Sue signalling. And Rebecca Henderson, 4th position. Really good result.
Great result from Henderson in 4th for Arbea Fox. Maybe, let's have a look. See if Maxwell points to the dropper. Behind them then, Martina Berta, superb in 5th place.
Yeah, should be chuffed. I mean, a big difference between a 10th and a 14th. You know, psychological. Huge. Going into next Worlds in 2 weeks' time.
Brooke Peterson, 10th place. She had to fight hard for that one. Probably one of the hardest fought 10th places of her career. Jen Jackson.
I didn't have an attack planned for today. What I planned was to just do my own race. I mean, we all say that every time, and I think that's the key to bike racing, or to at least cross-country racing, to just do your own race. And
Risvids, Keller, and Maxwell, the top 3. Henderson Berta rounding out the top 5. Brooke Peterson creeps inside the top 10. Jenny Risvids, for the first time in her career, takes 2 cross-country Olympic World Cup wins. This is her first cross-country double win, having taken the short track on Friday evening. Risvids for Canyon Collective, the UCI European Continental Champion. Heading back towards the front. The front currently is controlled by Samara Maxwell. Jenny Risvids now 435 points behind her. Risvids up into 2nd place. Keller up into 3rd place. Nicole Kohler sliding back to 4th. Brooke Peterson in 5th.